It is pressure on us for sure, but we know that we can handle it, and we know that we need to live up to the expectation because we're able to do that. And so we're ready for the season to start, and we're ready to show people that this year is going to be the highlight that everyone has been waiting for.
It's made us really hyped up. We've all been told we're good, but we're ready to prove it. We're ready to show it. We're ready to go at it.
I think we got a lot of good football players on our team, and that's something I tell them all the time. We got a lot of guys that get the headlines, but there's a collection of guys that do really good things to help us win games, and that's something that, like I said, it makes me proud of them. One, I enjoy being around them, but it's fun to see them come out here, have success, get better every day, and like you said, offense, defense, special teams. We got some guys that can do some things.
It is entirely fair to suggest that preseason expectation is at an all-time high for Quincy High football. It's also 100% a credit to the Blue Devils themselves that it is the mounds of corroborating evidence here and not wild speculation driving the narrative. To that end, and among the Blue Devil receipts, a state 7-on-7 title won this summer.
That just shows us how good we can be and how talented we are, that we can just go against any defense and just play our game and do our thing.
The still warm afterglow of so many of these returning players having had a hand in authoring the most impressive win in program history last November at Chatham Glenwood's expense.
I think we can play big football with the best teams in the state. We saw last year, even with Lamont, they played a really good game against East St. Louis. So we learned, we can hang with those teams and we can beat those teams.
But also the knowledge of having done so absent two of their potentially most bankable difference makers in Max Wires and Aiden Byquest due to season-ending injuries.
Right now I'm in an amazing place. I want to thank Dr. Derhickey the most for, for the ACL I had, the injury I had. I tore 3 different things. For me to come back in 6.5 months, it's just God's gift, a miracle.
It's feeling great to be back. I've been cleared for a while now by the doctor, so we've just been on the field working, just making sure my knee, getting it back to 100%. I think right now I've been at 100% for a while now.
He's a tremendous athlete, tremendous football player, makes plays, mentally tough, a kid that we're certainly glad to have back. I thought, it sounds really funny, but I thought he did a good job being out. And what I mean by that is it's hard to be a cheerleader. It's hard, sometimes it's woe is me, and he does a really good job of making it about everybody else too. And I really appreciate that about him, and he's going to have a big year for us, and definitely like the position he's in better this year than not being able to play like last year.
Back then to full strength and further enriched by some incredibly positive off seasons from new names, the likes of Rico Clay, this reads as the most complete Quincy High team ever assembled. The pocket of strengths here include a truly generational group of wide receivers.
Yeah, our group's a really special group at receiver. We can throw to any guy who just depending on what the defense takes, and they do a great job making plays for us.
It's awesome because I ask them almost every day in practice to do something that no one's capable of. I want them to be perfect. I want them to catch every ball. I want them to run every route. And, when you have guys that hey, I'm asking a lot because you're capable of it, those are guys that can get some things done. And so certainly we have a luxury there with all of them, and excited to continue to push them and see where they go.
The return of the most prolific quarterback in school history, now with 1 more year of polish under his belt and 2 more yet to go.
He just throws amazing. He's one of the best quarterbacks in the state, and soon to be one of the best quarterbacks that Quincy's ever had.
And obviously love all these guys, and your son, he just comes home with you every day, and so there's things that he does a good job of fighting through because he has a high standard of what he wants to get done, and so sometimes he's not in a good mood, and sometimes I'm not in a good mood, but the fact that like you said, he's mature, he's competitive, he works, and just wants to get better each and every day. And obviously it's not even about it's about the team, and it always will be, and he'll tell you that, but we've got an opportunity, all these guys, to be part of something that hasn't been done here, and that's something that makes him excited and allows him to continue to work hard every day.
And also the emergence of the latest in a rich tradition of superstar Blue Devil tailbacks. This one with the luxury option of elite pass catching out of the backfield.
It was definitely game one. After realizing what I can do in my first varsity game, I realized I can extend on what I can do and just keep improving on my game. So throughout the season, I gained more confidence, and I want to say I got better. So that really helped me.
Yeah, he makes us look better than what we are. We get a block, we might miss a block, and he'll still score it for a touchdown. That just feels awesome.
Hosting out a ton. You can always check it down to him if something's not open. he's a really good back receiving wise as well as rushing.
He is. He can be special. Like, with him, it's just continuing to get better. Continuing to grow. As a young adult, as a player, getting better and doing great things. Like I said, it's a lot of fun talking about him. Even it's fun watching him play, but it's fun talking about these guys because we've got some guys that can make some things happen. And it's not about whose night is it, but when you know that like somebody's gonna show out, and whether it's him or the quarterback or the receivers or whatever on offensive line, it's a great opportunity to say, okay, whose turn is it today, and let them go out and play.
Add to the asset list a massive and veteran offensive line led by Quincy University pledge Chris Flax, one now more certain of its own identity.
We're going to bring 4 guys back from last year, so we kind of get to just be together with each other, and we kind of know what's happening. We know who does this better, and we just kind of feel like one big family up front.
They're just all more like connected. I feel like chemistry was something we lacked on our line a lot, just because we had a lot of people who like weren't sure if they're going to start. A lot of people just in and out, but a lot of them got close together as a group, and I think that helps on the line.
You kind of want to be nasty with it, like Chris sets the tone. I feel like he's very good at that, and then when you look at him, and then you just want to be nasty. You want to maul people down and just be a great offensive line.
And that is merely the offensive side of the ledger. Ty Douglas headlines an enviable linebacker stable, but also the strong defensive showing in the state's 7-on-7 run underscores the presence of a better than most realized secondary.
We have a really good secondary, linebacker, lineman. I mean, really everything on the field we're really confident about, and we know that we can make plays, whether it's run or pass. We're getting it covered and we're making plays.
When you're out there blocking that first team defense this year, does it feel different?
Yeah, they throw a lot of like cool blitz, like new blitzes at us, and like we have to like different protections, and they make us a lot better.
On paper, then, it's hard to pinpoint a single fatal flaw. But all of the hype and adulation will fade fast if the Blue Devils don't deliver right out of the gate in their season opener versus Q&D.
You want to play well. I thought last year we got out of the gate a little slow. We got better throughout the year, but it's not just about winning, and this goes for every team. I'm sure that has the same conversation with their team, but it's about playing really good football. And if you can play really good football, week 1, the sky's the limit. We typically don't regress. We continue to get better. So we want to do a better job of jumping out of the gate this year and playing great football.
I think a lot of it is we're just grateful now because we've been kind of hearing this for a while, how good our group is and how like everyone's been waiting for us to get to high school. And like now that it's here, we're gonna be grateful for our time. But like they said, like we got to get there. It's a long, hard journey, and we got to make sure we can get there.